This is the second quarter market report for 2018. And the second quarter followed much the same trends as the first quarter and much of the same trends we saw in 2017. We did see a burst of activity, a mini burst at the beginning of the second quarter. We think that was mainly weather related. The market started off a little bit stronger than actually we'd expected at the first quarter. Then it settled back down. We think that was weather, because the Midwest settled more than the Southeast and Southwest and the West. So we think that was weather related. So we got a boost in April, but it was settled back down in June and in May. But that's all sort of relative. It's settled down into a strong market. And Washtenaw County still has the distinction of being probably the strongest market county in the state of Michigan. Activity is strong there. So we're still seeing the trends of those homes under 250,000. That market is still extremely strong. Inventories are shrinking. Values are rising because of that. But number of homes sold are declining because there just aren't enough homes sold. So we're seeing the same trend of lack of supply is squeezing the market and what we're seeing is forcing buyers to move outside of Ann Arbor itself, city of Ann Arbor, to outlying markets in Washtenaw and look for opportunities there. So the activity and the strength of Ann Arbor itself is rising all boats across the entire county and even spreading into western Wayne County and Lenawee. So all good things and good activities, but also the velocity of the market is different. The city of Ann Arbor is the strongest across all price points. In the city of Ann Arbor, even the upper end market, the over 750, values have been rising and sales are squeezed actually a little bit there as well. They've declined slightly, and that's really a supply issue there as well. If you take Ann Arbor out of Washtenaw and the rest of Washtenaw County, you'll find that inventories at the upper end are actually rising a little bit, values are flatter, but the lower end markets under 250 across the entire county are still hot, crazy, with lots of activity and multiple offers. One of the things that we're noticing, though, is that multiple offer activity, that push, that intensity that we saw last spring is not necessarily as strong this spring. And that's just really evidence talking to our salespeople. Some instances we might get properties they get 4, 5, 6 offers, others 2 or 3, but we think it's subtle, whereas we might get an average 4 offers last year, it might be 3, 3.5 this year. So it's a subtle difference in the slowing in demand. And we'd expect that. We're going into our 8th or 9th year of recovery from the recession. So it's about time to be settling a little bit. But one of the factors to keep in mind is that we've seen the gap between what is move-in ready, updated homes, and those homes that need updating is as wide now as you've probably ever seen it. So what does that mean? That means that those homes that have updated kitchens, bathrooms, the roof has been updated and repaired, and new windows, etc., landscaping, all of those things that make that house the most activity, those homes are going for a premium, where the others that don't have that are going for, to some degree, a discount, or at least not rising as fast. So the question is, does that mean those premium homes, are you overpaying for those? And the answer is no, because price-wise, we're just barely moving ahead of what the peak values were in 2005 and 6 for Washtenaw County. We're ahead of it now, but not dramatically ahead of it. So even those multiple offers we're seeing, those prices are not too far outside of trend. But that means for buyers who are frustrated that they can't find the house they're bidding on those nice homes, they should remember that the homes that haven't been updated are opportunities for you as well. So look for sort of the obvious trees in the forest. Those homes have been in the market for a while. There's an opportunity for you. But also for sellers, remember that the market is moving at different velocities. Yes, at the lower end, more than 50% of the homes are selling at or above list. And even the upper end, a third or more, is selling at or above list. But still understand the velocity of the market. A $500,000 home will have a different velocity, different activity level in the city of Ann Arbor versus in Dexter versus Saline. And even a $250,000 home will have a different velocity depending on where they are. So sellers need to understand that. And quite frankly, now is probably, if there's ever been a time when you need a good realtor to guide you through the process, it'd be in a market like this. As a buyer, you need someone that can craft a strong offer for you so that when you're faced with competing with other offers, you are most likely to win that bidding situation. And for sellers, when you get multiple offers, you need someone to manage that process for you and understand a cash offer is not always the best offer. Highest price is not always the best offer. So you need someone to manage the process for you and also understand where you are. So understand whether you can expect multiple offers based on your location and price point and how to manage that process. So overall, we think Washtenaw County will continue with the same trends we've seen it. Probably cooling a little bit as demand settles. We still have the issues of employment being strong. That's the tailwind. But the headwinds, our incomes aren't rising as fast as we'd like it, while home values are rising. So we anticipate that will pull a little bit of drive out of the marketplace. But still, we anticipate, historically speaking, a strong balance of 2018 and into 2019 for Washtenaw County. That's it.